this speaking louder?
No.
Is this?
Louder.
Is this?
That's quieter.
Oh.
That works for me.
All right.
All right, so are we ready to hear the story, everybody? Like, clap if you want to hear the story.
How do I anti-clap?
You can't. That clapping literally brings in matter into the universe that cannot be destroyed.
I thought it brings heat. You know, I tend to be an honest person.
Yes.
And a very logical person, but not someone who is worried about doing stupid things, except when I am. Well, so basically, during the summer, like, I stay up late. Like, to the point where breakfast was dinner for me. So, you know, so I would be up alone at night all the time. And, you know, sometimes noises happen of many kinds, like a raccoon falling on the roof, I think happened at least once, potentially up to 10 times. But sometimes there are noises that are not roof noises, but like a noise in the kitchen. Well, what reason would there be for there to be a person in the kitchen that isn't one of my family members who are all currently asleep, especially my dad, who is the one who has the muscles to punch people? Some sort of like rustling-ish, as if there were a person there. Somebody with ill intent who is probably there to take things for value because they want to sell them or keep them, I guess. Thief person. Well, not necessarily a guy. And not necessarily one individual. It could be two people on top of each other wearing a trench coat. Given that it has been a very long time since this happened, I may be mixing up with a completely different story, also probably about another imaginary robber, so I don't know how many I've encountered. Has access to knives, and maybe would think, oh, you know, I don't want this witness here, I can steal things better if they don't know who did it. I can say like, hey, you can steal some stuff and leave and not hurt me, and that'd be great. And if there isn't a person there, everybody's asleep, there is no one but me, so nobody has to know I'm crazy, except for everybody I tell this story to. Hurt myself. Thanks a lot. Thanks. I know at some point it was late at night and I took a knife from the kitchen and I held it. I knew that the screen door could be open if my dad forgot to close it and lock it. And that meant that somebody could obviously walk in. So at some point I decided, again, the best course of action would be to talk to a person who probably isn't there, because if they aren't, no harm, no foul. If I knew that they were there for certain, then I'm a witness. I wanted them to understand the full extent of my mental processes, and that I also did at many points mention that if they weren't there, then I'd look crazy, and that I was very aware of that fact, so they would also be aware of that fact. Because I hate sitting here being uncertain and not being able to move from this couch without exposing myself to you and to being murdered, because the thieves are always murderers as well. That's just what they are. The imaginary people, I imagine, are not the best people, I guess. Anyway, I just inched towards them after like 2 hours and saw that the door was locked the whole time and confirmed that they couldn't have gotten in. And that was the end of that. Okay, so you know how there's that one time you like went out to the grocery store or something, and I thought it would be funny to like turn off all the lights while you were gone, and I was like, I'm gonna scare Lucas so bad, and then I realized that if I scared you, you would suddenly have the grounds to get me back. I will die if you do anything like that. So I left the closet area.
It's true.
So,
I will not scare him like that, because I do think that he might die.
the point is that anything that I'm not expecting happening in some sort of even semi-horror-like environment will scare me shitless.
I will not scare Robert when he comes home from work.
What if I'm coming home from something else?
I don't want to leave everything off the...
Then I'll just always come home.